Ladies and gentlemen, you're about live stream now. I don't know how to call it. Can we say, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to welcome to Street is Watching. I think that should forever be like our signature. No, the 8 minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Street is Watching. Massive shouts going out to Obia Arabia. Big ups to you for choosing us, Charlie. We don't take this thing for granted. So big ups going out to you for choosing us. Massive shouts going out to Obia if you're watching us on YouTube, if you're watching us on Facebook. This is something new that we've been trying to work on constantly. Try so that we can give you fresh material. So these are some of the things that we're working on. Let me know if the sound quality, everything is working and it's on point at your end, Mr. Obra. Comment section or let me know how you're feeling it so that we can get into it. But most importantly, shouts going out to our sponsors, Aqua Blue Mineral Water, Aqua Blue main sponsor, and of course 3ws.mybets.africa. Medical catch also pay the best of the best sports content time. Make sure say one place by my bet.africa TV, because Mondays to Fridays, you streaming live. So they say production in also and a whole crew, Charlie, to make sure that the stream live is unadulterated, unfiltered sports content any other mile. So Charlie, thank you so much for choosing us, and we love it. Now today I must start by saying say entertainment content in the mile, and since we are in a political season and man is a political animal, we also drop a couple of political content in here, 1 or 2 of them. You guys can just share your minds on it. Real quick, respectively in here. But first and foremost, let me big up Kweku Smoke. Kweku Smoke has a new EP out. Producer Mr. Ofato. So now the new EP is crazy, bro. He teased that with one song. I think it was a snippet of the song last week thereabout. And obe teasy crazy. Yo, Charlie. That means if the title of the EP is Born in Hell, right? Born in Hell. Yes. Otizi with that EP. And if he successfully drops it, that would mean Kweku Smoke I drop like 3 EPs in a year. Maybe what? Production, correct me if I'm wrong. 3 EPs in a year. And the year is not even over. Yo! The year is not even over. Charlie. Nah, man, Kweku Smoke is on fire. Kweku Smoke is on fire, man. Charlie, Aquano Oye Jumano. Oye Jumano. Born in Hell, and let me run you through the track list for a year Kweku Smoke new a year EP no de bano. He has song number 1 Holy Ghost, Born in Hell, track number 2, track number 3 Cheddar, number 4 is No Complaining, number 5 is Nkwani Here, number 6 Aye Higher, number 7 Regrets, number 8 My Youth, 9 is Dreams, and 10 is Reserved Seat. So it's a 10-track EP. 10-track EP, making him Charlie artist that what drop it. Yo, artist that what drop it 3 body of works in a year. Charlie, big ups to Kweku Smoke and wherever he finds himself, Charlie. This guy keeps or elevating game. I think he has a plan. Kweku Smoke has a plan. I think he just wants to flood the system. Or sort of flood the system with a lot of I think and it's working because Charlie, we've not even fully digested friends saying Kweku Jesus. Kweku Jesus, because I played it over the weekend. Miko Kumasi weekend, Kobo Satrack we were one of the clubs, and it was crazy, man. Do you know the song that I played? Jah Guide. And you know it started slow, no. I played that song and everybody was boom, Charlie. Obia to rap. Charlie. Big ups to Kweku Smoke. I love that young boy. Charlie. Massive shouts going out to all the guys that are watching us live on YouTube. YouTube, I see you, Joseph Donko. You're saying perfect. You're saying the sound is cool. Production, if the sound is cool, let me also know. Okay. Elvis trending space. Elvis is trending space. Prof Kwam, chow. And Paul Nkansa, you say you're loud and clear. Paul G from Kumasi Macho. Oh, Maji. O say kum ja still na say na niggas be person mo chese omo person mo chese omo tuma de so Kumasi ba boa Kumasi command Allah wallahi anga tawa. Ya me say ya boa na nipa be 3 billion Still maybe no amazing. The weekend was super amazing, Charlie. We'll pull it through, be able to support me. But then on to the next one. I saw a video of Firestick. He has something going on his YouTube channel, and I think he needs traction. Mihune said Firestick constantly he needs traction, so his plan is to, time beyond Oyana. He wants to hit on people, and then through that make himself valuable, like he feels valuable when he does that. So somebody like myself, he's moved to me unprovoked because I never did anything to him. He moved to me unprovoked. He's done stuff that I think is very dumb and shallow. On one case we Jimmy. So I don't really value anything that he talks about, because I mean, his quest to, as it is, discrimination, quite too big of a word. Discredit would be the right word. Or discredit obia bia we asim. Onono die pe ene number legit, real. If you've not seen him before, producer Fanatoso Fakwasiana Toso. Fasakwasian Firestick and Fanatoso. Put him on. He's a very stupid boy. Now, he moved to me unprovoked, like he does usually, because Obia he also a fashion critic. And I have nothing against people who criticize on fashion level. I have nothing against them. I grew up, like my first editorial I'm here on him. I grew up watching what is known as DSTV right now. Back then was Multi-Choice, and I think Multi-Choice is still the parent company. Sometime na Multi-Choice na bodish na kakraka. I grew up in 1994 watching that shit. So from 1994, you can't tell me, you know the number of content that I've seen in my life. But that's not even a subject for conversation. The subject of conversation is when he moved to me, he criticized, you be Pabwa. I think it's a strong man of one of them. Say a banku. Only the term I will use I don't know. So when he was using that term, so strong man, banku, strong man, I say, and strong man got on the space with him and schooling him, say, yo, I didn't know banku, but that we should also cut people some slack because designs and the also. And then from afar, it might be even hard for you to spot what you call fake and from what is not also fake. And I did not even jump in that conversation on that day. I swear to God, I did not. Ma membi. That me bear me on a radio show that I do a sit-in for my godfather, and the Dusty, on Daybreak Hit. Me ohona, I think we have guests that come in your segment, Showbiz Review. So the first part of Showbiz Review is for interviews. And on that day, we had Osebo the Zaraman and a buyer. And I was supposed to, do the interview with him. He was about to promote his new brand. And we all know that Osebo the Zaraman is somebody who is known in the fashion circles in this country. In the fashion community, most of them came on board. I mean, they were talking. And I did not know, I swear to God, I did not know, say, Firestick had moved to Osebo before that. But they were like, apparently they had exchanged words at some point. Jimmy for Firestick and I saw a yes in so Dimatem say Osebo no ye fake and he wasn't also on the DJB or ye faker or Jackie a man for show. And to my surprise, he was talking about in the booth. That is a content that I do run here on my YouTube channel. Now, let's pause for a second and now look at whether that show is fake or not. The idea of a rap freestyle show wasn't created by me, and it will not end with me. It did not start with me, and it ended with me so. But as usual, where Jimmy Intina or no BBA say enyo no a fake in Intino. He moved to me on that level, claiming said Charlie Sloth. Issue a fire in the booth and my jacket. Now I'm here today to give you records because I sat here with Kim Paluta. And everybody is talking about, oh, na, Paluta here, OG. And on my show, when I sat with him, I was lounging also. I told you guys that my first radio show, as back as 2005, was a rap show. It was Focus FM. Same way it is at the in the booth, just that camera, and end ISO. Also, camera, pen, and end ISO. Because beyond the sign, the energy level that I was exerting, my effects that I played through, nothing has changed from that time till today. Right? Now, from 2005, Kim Paluta was one of the first people that rapped on my show. So that time, near friend TT. 2005, now name Charlie Sloth. 2005, now me Freestyle Friday with Focus FM. Now name Charlie Sloth. You never knew that nigga. Now even before Charlie Sloth, like I said earlier on, that do you know the number of content I've seen in my life? Because my life made me who me share BET rap, MTV rap basement with Big Tigger. Or no host, no rapping. I was watching that. I watched all that at a very young age. But, you know, Samini bouncer. Samini may blame no. Because I know that they kwasi away too kwan. E man ntimi ko hwia abrochira. Okọ ensusu no anya abrewa ba ko na oni abrewa ne te. Na abrewa ne tom wi abrewa ne credit card a no de akotom paboa. Nti okọ a o hye closet mu na yi ni nyina obehwe ne na yi ni nyina no o hye closet mu. Ne life mu nyina ne biggest achievement ne mpaboa wato agu na chi ne Nike is 4 na wato agu na chi. The life mu the biggest achievement nyina. Na na matena say obeba betom biom no wasa ba betom and in his new video anytime obebo me din no nya traction on the channel so one mo me din or somebody who is above him. And apparently I checked his YouTube channel. He's been doing this shit for a long time. But so be anhwe no because what Jimmy to be anhwe no Firestick be anhwe. Nya ba da be ozo nya ya. Nya fi ne 1 year. What Jimmy. Now the thing he talked about and I was like, this guy, what is really wrong with him? You know the new content we started on the channel, right? It's called Unrestricted. So also Unrestricted no interview Akwebi. No Fugazi, some guy, I don't know. I think I've seen his content fly around on social media. Also interview, no, I don't even me name so interview no to say the person kana. Also me who say then na me so start here content visa. I. Na say we nipa kwase ade we expect so be kanya asase mama na yiye. It's impossible. Onye enyi da. Mango so a mango ne pie. Me hu mango a so a bro be pie free mu da e bi ni ho. To fire there, I expected that from him. So that was what he was dragging at. And now to top it off, he made a loud proclamation on Ghana. This is like the second time he said it. Now I want to use this opportunity before I jump on to other serious matters because your name Papa was here discussing. Firestick, who's a boxer? Some people don't know. No, it's a mini bodyguard. Where Samini bodyguard as a bouncer within a chibole. And onya kwan tu kwan kakra. Nti eno akwan tu mu na onya enya abrewa ba ko no ne abrewa ne to ho. Not to age shame anybody. But then ne claim ne say oye 6 also is 6'2", right? Or 6'2", weigh 90 something. Me 5'8". Me 5'8", me weigh 250. Medeno, Firestick Medeno. Na ono ne yere no. Firestick ono na ne yere no. And ono ne wife ni. For the wife to so. Wa GB2. Hey. Yo, but sometimes this online thing, one advantages and one disadvantages. The disadvantage is that people don't really get to see you physically, so they can behave, they can move to you in some way. And I like it. I mean, it gives everybody that piece of I like it when he does that, but he should know that I'm somebody that I don't back down. The other band masum pepe. Me so me there no say onya chance bagana. Na me ne yire ne nyina nkojina bukum boxing arena no. I'll beat the shit out of the two of them. Nkwasiafo. Oso yenkwa anim. Jimmy Sam ne doors wo krom hadodo. Firestick onim nyansa. E ka choose obi onim nyansa. Firestick here number 1. That we have to get him one day. It was studio saying I can't call. But Charlie, still big ups to everybody watching, man. Facebook, Charlie Kwame Yuda, big ups to you. Me check here if for now also. Killers no go other side on more fans because Charlie, without you guys, we'll not be able to do this. And so far, so good. How you guys come online to support us, I know that in recent times we've not been able to give you the content that you guys request for constantly, but we the force small says we able to make kakra no but production say bibi anko so am blame mo first to school I say slim vex he dey be wa I never vex so me kai the last time bufu me come adwin where na but somebody like to sit down for somebody like Firestick to threaten me there alive. It's not cool. Motivation 360, Chala, I see you. KT 360, I see you. Kwame Mensah, I see you guys, man. Chala, you guys are doing amazing. Thank you for supporting us. Now, on to another issue, and which one make a tackle now? Make a switch, go politics, or make we stay entertainment inside? Entertainment, okay, entertainment. So, Black Sherif, right? Echo performer or UMAT. University of Mines and Technology. That's supposed to be the Takwa branch of KNUST. Yeah, that's supposed to be the Takwa branch of KNUST. Now, Okoye's performances, no. I think it was supposed to be the SRC week on. SRC shows because I am there because almost sky enough, right? Now, oh yeah, so you pay entertainment fees. There's entertainment dues. There's a component of your the amount of money that you pay for admission. And even your term a year. And quite a friend term another also una go school and semester be a fees are mutual. Hey, but there's a component of that goes into entertainment. Mebwa. Yes, there's supposed to be an element. I'm trying to check it out. I'm trying to research on it. Hold on a bit. There's supposed to be a component. I remember the time I was in school, and this is way back into time when I'm in school, and there was a component of that. And I think one of the biggest SRC celebrations we had like A-list. It was so star-studded, big A-list artists, Kwabena, VIP, Bookback, Prayer. And this is like the golden age of hip life. The golden age of hip life. We had all these stars back to back. I think the SRC, we did it right in front of Republic Hall. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, Blocko South Street in India. That was the first biggest one that we had. The second biggest one that we had, that was like, I think, 2008. Satam Nana Sakodianya Push. That was like his big jam. And Baby Kranon released Baby. I think he came through. Yes, I played for SAC on that show. Yeah, we had big stars on our start time. Jack, it ain't easy. But this one, for UMAT, they had Black Sherif performing at their SRC thing. And more performance, I think something happened within the crowd. And then from reports I got an idea. That was the thing that made Blacko stop the performance. Until you join the performance, there's videos that we've seen on social media. These are like bits and pieces. I think it was a hall, and then later on the security had to come in and then get him into a car, and then the other video that I saw was the car moving away. But and then my main try said somebody from UMAT. Let me see if I can get somebody there, and then we can build a conversation and get to understand what really happened. If I'm in the ground, so now Akuko the video, no. Akuko the video, UMAT. So I'm trying to get him so that he explains what really happened at grounds, because the information that I'm getting is that there was a lady involved, and there are multiple reports coming in that the lady has passed away. And what led to the lady passing away, and I say obe wuno, and I say we are information ye amuchiremu performances in ekoso. The crowd got so excited. I think even before the performance started, they got so excited and they were so hyped that they were throwing things around. Sanyema to and started amount for 30 years. I didn't know school mwenye ye nyina ya betu bi mrebi atwam satamani esebe previous ye nim nyansa papa no. Yes, because I am mintia say show when you agia ho no atamade na to abohwan. I mean, what's the essence? What I say? Na mutu nsuo na we mutu we. I don't know. Akuko the video. Akuko atubo aso tubo ase akuko be me feel no because o feel no me here dey ya dey be. Akuko.
Yeah.
Akuko ma me information because I feel I start here ekoso. What really happened? Ewo UMAT.
Okay. So this is what happened. Before Blacko came on stage, the boys at the place, the Saka boys, you have students, you have town boys. The town boys were already throwing bottles like water to the stage, and they were advising them to stop, but still they were doing it. So Blacko delayed before coming on stage. That's one thing that happened there. So Blacko really delayed. He came around 4 a.m. Instead of performing around, let's say, 12 1, he came around 4 a.m. And when he came to, they were still doing it. By that time, it was reduced a little. They were still doing it. And because the plan and everything was very, very poor, a girl and a boy got themselves electrocuted because of the cables. Everything was poor.
Oh, okay. So
everything.
So it wasn't a security person who electrocuted the lady.
No.
But it was as a result of cables that were laid bare on the floor.
Yes.
Oh.
And even before that, the stage was already shocking. Yes.
Not stage is shocking.
Yes.
Wow.
Into electrocution, and as a lot of cables,
Wow.
Far. Get any boy anymore. So I'm collapse here. Yes, no more that phone more. When the to me like boys no more around, no. You can't touch them. So they were using their legs to save them or something like that. So Blacko thought there was a fight, and the boys were stepping on them, like you see that thing. Meanwhile, they were just trying to save them or something like they can't touch them. Yeah. Because of that, so Blacko thought they were fighting.
Wow.
It was calling the police around and the security to go and watch them, but they were there like other inform who be like, they only go full more. Then he just left the state. So they right there in the hospital and the girl is not dead.
Okay, so information is a girl ni Onyanwi.
No, we okay.
Na boy in Zwe.
Boy, and TV be about or not yet. But girl need there, okay. But boy need there. Girl need a student. Like it, like girl need. A boy need a nature student, but girl need a student.
Oh, you okay?
Yeah,
Charlie.
Girl need okay.
Charlie. So then, because I'm hearing say, students in Ozumu money with the current SRC and how they spent your money.
Yes.
Yes, say CA.
Yes.
Moon is so.
President Nangata. As I was president Nangata, it say you administration back. Matter say only the vice Nangata more problem. Among canny idea. It's a problem Nangata from administration like camp Nangata. Two students no. Oh, indeed, we say see a crack. They said I net surprise me. It's like a bit messy. It's like I need to be for like you don't be behind it. Oh,
wow.
Oh my God, I'm said I need you.
Omunya she was school more.
I'm on your sheet. Some of the black with the neighbor cover up. At least some of the fake artists about school. And then so floppy. Did I mean?
Akuko Davido.
DJ boy.
You must for one come on to me. I'm here to Kimpaluta about it.
Mama.
Akuko be that's why.
Sure.
I mean, so Akuko Davido, a rapper, and far 1 or 2, or UMAT, or a student also. I mean, we had to call him and get information on what really happened with respect to Blackwell, you know. And so once again, if you don't get the people on the ground to tell you what exactly happened, you will run around with a lot of misconception. Because multiple accounts that reported the incident were saying that the security, electrocute a man for, like they had tasers and all that. They were tasing people, fans to get off. So I was mad when I saw some of these videos, because I know that almost always when there's an event, there are some group of people as oh my yomu kokoti bino my yomu bare, hey, go back, go artist managers be go back oh that be go back. That be a go back. Hey, go near Bobby assume a day. Shatter the obey and only go and final one obey. I don't know, I'm going to shatter some high day. Shatter Banzano, Aquan Sasu. Shatter Banzan in Sasu. Hey, or bonus, just a constant. I saw be Bible pages in po. Ha! Charlie. So I was thinking that yes, I didn't even see yes, our case didn't even see. I just say, yeah, like or mukratazes no they are shock you, not knowing is the negligence and some of these things, Charlie. If you don't involve professionals, this is what happens. This is exactly what happens when you don't involve professionals. Because once all can stage in a crana stage in a shocking. So in running cables, right? When you're involving professionals doing this, they want to know the type of surface a mobile event and also. Because if it's the bare ground where there are sand and stones, right? Chances say in Sota, a form bit my good conductor of electricity had. High, forgive me, not hard, high. So in that case, they want to run cables, and then apart from some more running, they want to also insulate it. So insulation, you know, as a be rubber, said in the case a be na cable for insulation will prevent it from having contact with the floor or any surface. I bet me conduct and transmit electricity. So imagine we be our best school baby suya ne papa hwe no all these years. Our best school e baby suya said ye a friend saying asasi mu adwuma ko to gold kakraba. Na fi also electrocution no. It you we pa sembe no be ka chi jame. Na me ko hwe KK Rasta. Ay. Nah, man. Nah. I think the SRC should be held responsible for anything like that, because Sanyama with the SIA, you know, automatically the SRC be first point of call, student leadership, and just deal with professionals. And you only professionals, yeah, and problem ni mo. Omo ankasa nim de ombeye. Although say omo charge was soro, but omo nim de omo beye. So imagine if it wasn't the student or people from the town or mobile be Germany. Ena ade no eto omo. Ena ekoye black sheriff mum no full stage. Ena stage in electrocuting as well. If it had happened, if it had been the way around, come meet me. When him says, have you ever had that encounter? Also, microphone man, I shock you because wiring in your wrong. Terminals and baby, also a DB running and friend or negative, and no man positive. But because you know it's alternate current and not direct current, it will work. But then a reverse power nibi. Yanye DJ and who's way. But anyway, let's move on, man. What's your YouTube? Charlie, big ups to you, man. I never knew this until we got to Akoko the video for him to explain. So I was about to insult most of the security people that are event security from Kambabe Diomatem because we know what they do at events. Go back, and the doors. I was about to insult them, but Omama Menieu and then Yomo, you'll be full frona, Eddie Sankwasi 7. But before I move on, I think I will get let me see if I can get my man portfolio on the line. Now starting for 2-man kakrakra. Jermaine portfolio the MC. And then number 1 or 2 biwo afidie no so na afi. Ono so ama ye hu de ekoso highway no so Kumasi. Na Kumasi action no yeah they are 2 mu kakra. But Guru talking about SRC there, Gurus you are disqualified no. Yeah, I'm disqualify Guru. Oma manani anyi. Oma Jermaine portfolio the MC. But we have go.
I don't know.
You pay more highway in so in a more professional way. Black hole issue no follow.
Yes, I think I followed. I followed their course so over the weekend. But I think I am still yet to hear any official communique from the campus organizers, and I don't know. I think I don't know how your outfit has gone in connection with Nonadia.
Okay, so we've done.
If there's any developing story, I have to know in connection with that.
Let me give you an update. So we got to one guy on campus, right? I mean, he's one was our type of boys now, more agenda boys, you know. I have a friend Akuko Davido, international guy. I'll introduce you to him. So, on my update, you know, it's contrary to what we saw on social media, right? It wasn't. The whole incident was mixed. The whole event had a mixed crowd. Town for no more takwani in our buy because Blacko is big. You understand? So, Obaho and a town for nearby, and they were expecting Blacko to perform at a certain time. One performer during that time, no, and a man for starting so moto to niema, a moto to near the other. And there was a lady in front of the stage, and there was also another guy. Cables na and I'm stage in a hono. And a shocky omo. So on social media we were made to believe say electrocution no now more security for the cricketers be or more prevent a crowd, you know. But yes, say more running cables no on the bare floor, and that shocked one girl and also another guy, and they were trying to get them off Saudi, and so they were stepping on them. Now so mutiti or man, so mu butu said they be on bit my free. Why are na a shocky no? Yo.
So that is the update. But whichever way, no, I feel say, are we live?
Yeah, we're live, bro.
Okay. So whichever it is, no. I think it is a very smart decision by whoever. I don't know whether the RBA or whoever laid the communique on behalf of Blackwood to still lay the rationale behind or more exit stage, you know, on the premise of Saturday, you know. Even if it was not related, the mere fact that it happened, and that is what any good PR you would do, any PR machinery around a brand like Blackwood, because at this point in time, baby, Blacko branded, you know. it has to really make sense for him to boycott an event I am bailing on. And so even if the things doesn't play out in his favor, say it has been handled very, very smartly, which I applaud whoever it is. Because one, can we establish the fact that there was a casualty? It's a big yes. Can we establish the fact that the casualties might be linked to the person in question? It is a big yes, because the stampede is not caused by anyone but Blacko. And so even if so we late for the timing, Krampona, and Kawena and City and the organizers could have come out to lay the claim say Blacko overstayed his year and I say or take it too long to mount the stage. However, it is a smart decision because till date, one of the things that has caused dissatisfaction for Medical, someone like Medical's brand, is the fact that he went ahead to perform when state Bubo Obia Nipano I paralyzed. And I don't know, as a minister last year, I guy no. I don't know the update on the guy. Last year, he says the guy no a free mode today. And you know how this affected Medical brand. This is to show we have had instances where Patoranking and Fatih Gandam called off a whole stadium show because of an accident that happened in the north, if you recall, during Xylophone's time. There are instances where even you go to elsewhere, there are even instances where, by no fault of the organizers the organizers couldn't foresee say to be abo artist in question or to born into artist not quitting and no any organizer any photo. And so Blacko and his team have every right to capitalize on the flaw of the organizers, to seize the performance, one, for the safety, because even one person is as equally as important to Blacko's brand, because imagine says we are discussing a whole show around just two people who were casualties. And so I feel moving forward, this is also the artists in the industry, yes, of course, have their own problems. Some have attitude problems, some have discipline problems. Some have artists if you engage promoters, they will tell you the hell artists take them to reach me. Slim, you have faced in the hands of artists you have built for shows.
Artists, how many pay for?
I told you I wouldn't have had the comedy best. If you press me, that's a Kotoko bro, when there's no movie,
Mankas will be say, when you be say, that Lumba. That Lumba.
I know I want delegation,
that Lumba.
Obi wa obi ma ti stage na azu Kotoko and so na mi and na me corner so na me dey happy for.
Kotoko was kito kwabra ade. No artists are doing akasa. No, but demand. But I understand it. No, but no. If we don't make this a 360 conversation, we always blame one chapter or one part of the chain. The chain is we also have a duty as promoters and event people to secure one. You see, elsewhere they take insurance policies and security measures very serious. Exactly.
How many times have you seen eventer say fire service car? There are who medical van, who fire service, even security car no. Obi stadium show no akwakofa police for 4. I get it. So these are some of the flaws. I was here who say an artist who has also agreed to perform by way of your breach of security measures can equally quit performing on the show. I was artists and so they on show more close.
Yeah.
So I think moving forward we have to artists should redefine. In as much as I was saying, clause being so careful, almost on your clause B, that also has to be straight on the security of the insurance of their performance on stage. And
no, I know some do.
Of the show.
No, but I know some have it. Like some really do. Some have it. Almost our contract now. Yeah, Ghana. Meaning some artists will be says or no sign contract now. If say Shuta. Refund and wait to refund be now a certain percentage be now some of these I know
how
that some
often
of them.
Do you see artist promoter contract that puts premium
on the security of the patrons. All of them, the artists want to be centered around on owning the Timo. If this happens to me, if stage insurance, no. But how many people go to
patrons
the extent, or how many even go to the store, making sure that every person who has paid and I said bought a ticket to the show matters. So this thing is an eye opener to promoters to know that it is not about leveraging on the artists to pull the patrons, but also every patron counts. One patron is as equally as important as the whole show. So this is a wake-up call to organizers, and I think Blacko and his team has really smarted their way through the image that this could have brought them. Then Kebe Penti almost said Blacko Mumna breaching the time of his performance. So far I said there's a casualty, and the casualty has happened because of the Blacko factor. They have every right to save their image and then prevent further casualties by quitting. And so yes, no one is fouled here.
But the case of getting patrons also insured. You know, this also happens when you attend international shows. Because for international shows, if anything happens to Obiawe Tueska Baho and I say Wabaho venue Hokrana, who event organizer, and you have to pay.
Yeah,
you have to pay, and the bill is on you. So organizing an event elsewhere, and not from how. Because in the case of the lady and the guy right now who got electrocuted, who pays for their medical bills? Who's going to make sure that they are fit and reintegrated back into society? I mean, who is going to do that?
So now we have seen, say, amongst many other things that your creative aspect try for. I move for say privilege, music for also say ebisu versus ono. We have seen said there are elementary issues that we have to tackle as a creative people. You're relegated to the background that these things are as important as building theaters and amphitheaters. So, who is making sure say there is a particular instrument that binds, and I say there is a framework that binds both the artist and the event organizer, and by extension ensuring that these things are enforced. It means that we have a lot of enactment to do. Because if we know we want to build Ghana, knowing that they say one of our greatest cash cows event, because of what the year of return and year after return policies is bringing to Ghana, then it means that our creative council must now make sure they are engaging event organizers and tell them, say, and I say, either first we can engage through workshop and by extension, trying to tell our team, say, our artist legal team, say, make sure you are including certain clauses beyond just your bill and percentage you have to take before performance. There are other security measures. You to the patron, we also have education to do, just like the NCC is doing for the election. Say, know your right near the dinner. I think moving forward, we have to also, the Creative Arts Council should have an awareness mechanism to let patrons of events also know their rights. Are you getting it? Because Obi Nim says, the ticket is a material and that's a substance to show, say, I am insured by the event organizers and by insurance, this person. So how many percentage of artists need rate to cover emergent or unforeseen circumstance? How many percentage of the event and after if the government will come in by way of taxes, say we are laying off this burden from both event organizers and the artists, and also keeping a lump sum to cater for casualties that comes around the event. Fine, we can have a way to do it because patrons' rights should be maximized. The awareness and consciousness of patrons' right to event must be awakened. I think this is a wake-up call.
A wake-up call. It has been a high time side WC here because people call people for event and then they are not being catered for. Anything happens to you, it's like you're on your own. But I mean, I didn't know.
You know that elsewhere you even have to provide your ID card to authenticate if you are 18 and above to have access to certain facilities.
Yes.
Especially nightlife facilities.
Yes.
It's about that time, event that has mammoth crowd. Make sure that any patient imagine how do you allow an asthmatic patient into such a place? I think so. Maybe on the ticket, we have to outline say, this event will not be allow, and I said doesn't want to allow anyone who has underlying conditions a man allergic to a mammoth crowd. These things should be stated on tickets. So, as an event organizer, you have to clearly state that patrons who have these underlying health conditions should not be part of such an event.
When you say Obi the court now winning case now, we say some of the courts is here now winning against a school like as big as UMAT. That is when people will start, looking at
movement.
Yes. You remember say I was saying it before I got you on the line that imagine if it wasn't the student that got electrocuted, but it was the artist, because artists have also encountered similar things. I mean, my time in school now, Miss Bell, you free make us a yen, but make a key US. Yeah, no, me but Miss Bell free stage in this one finger. It happened. I was there. I saw everything, even till date. And Miss Bell, I think she pushed this case to court.
So how do we meet each other halfway? So as promoters,
so in this case,
finance burden of insurance,
in this case, the school is the event organizer.
That has to make sure this is being enforced.
But the school is the event organizer. The SRC is a representation of the students are governed by the school. The school should make sure that before you engage any external artist or anybody to perform on the stage, there is supposed to be an insurance policy covering people who are going to attend the event, and also insurance policy for the artists as well. You remember that in Kumasi City Mall, before Amebabe DJ Slim invasion, I think the first one that happened there, they had to get insurance policy for both. I mean the organizer, me, myself, they had to put in an insurance policy for myself and also the people that will come to the venue. And this was virtually like the first time I made this idea, because it's a multinational. Say BBC will host a CAR. Who is going to pay for it?
Yeah.
So I think we need to start looking at it critically.
Yeah, because I've also heard a place that Obi or you're allergic to I think it's a sound in the tuning, as a VIP are not being sound in tuning, sound but a certain way so are allergic to that kind of tuning. But because they didn't say clearly, sound in a boy, it inconvenienced the person. Emma trigger and no, the event organizers were in deep hell because of that.
Man.
But here, the insurance, they are okay. Your problem, the event organizer crown or face ticketing issue or face say, we are for the Jinane Council. As I didn't percentage there, no. Yeah, so I didn't put no was it on Jini in the task I could because you are reporting any corner or take no swati or no swati. Only know the first one I'm a diary. So I feel say I don't think me by extension the promoters are not even able to know certainly some things are as equally as important as the artists we are trying to use to promote the show. So I think this is also opening a new chapter of conversation in events and how it's been organized, and the contract and clauses that matters most that has been relegated to the background for long between artists on bill and the organizers or the event promoters, and the role of the Creative Council represented the government in ensuring that this thing becomes a norm in our system. I think we will have to start from somewhere, and the Blacko case can open a box for conversation so that it will create the awareness we all have been looking for.
Now, in recent times, I mean, once the internet about documenting them, so people hardly forget stuff because you be pull receipt about, and it's good that it happened this way. Reports I received when they said there's nobody dead as out of the incident, contrary to what is also running around on social media. People are saying so the girl involved has passed away, and then but the girl hasn't passed away. She's alive and she's kicking. The state of the guy, however, is still unknown, according to Meme reporter our war on the grounds. And about we're still digging to find out if we get more information on it. But anyway, talking about stages there, then let's look at one stage that is also in contention right now. One of the stages are in contention is National Theatre, and the state of the National Theatre as we speak. Now, the National Theatre, the back story is that the National Theatre was a gift by the Chinese government to Ghana. That is in 1992. And check Ghana happened on, I think, on the 30th of December 1992, but they started building the theater in 1990. So it took them like 2 years for the thing to be complete, and then it was handed over to the Ghanaian government for usage. Now, a year 3 days ago, like before the weekend, there was a public accounts committee hearing. The Deputy Minister for Tourism, Arts and Culture, Yankasa Bra, former and as a current still Sleep Music CEO, Honorable Kweku Smoke, and then there were questions being thrown at him, and I think the last question before he left was on the state of the National Theatre. And the submission on he gave some wild submission. Emma, people are now wondering whether to believe him or not to believe him, because there are so many holes in there. Or say they've tried their possible best to get the Chinese government involved for support. Now, reason why they did that is because the technology that they used in constructing the theater is outmoded. And Omu believe we say they've tried reaching out to other parts of the world to get Niemano to fix, and Niema say to fix back, right? But they believe say China put a bit more, but because the Chinese envoy, the ambassadors, they keep changing them on a regular basis, it's hard to establish contact and also maintain the contact in order for the job to be done. Also, one part of kind of very wild and say the state of the National Theatre is not as bad as is being reported out there. But it is also an name for using National Theatre. Meaning to be akasa. I think on the morning show on Daybreak, it's Mene Fifi Coleman. I mean, he's a regular, patron of the place. Yeah, he's a playwright and also an actor, and he uses the National Theatre virtually every month. Be our play and he tells me that there are parts of the National Theatre silly niliki, like it leaks in so leaky bem. Two, and then many George Kwe, also known as Abuaje, a taxi driver series. He used to work with
former VGM APR.
Yes. Now CEO of Image Bureau. And also Tro Play, and he's also a playwright and also a regular, user of the facility. He also had a different view, and the only view, as people want to drag him because they feel that how he talked about it previously and how he's talking about it now as an NCC, so they feel that there are some inconsistencies within George Kwe's submission with respect to National Theatre, because you will be an uncle bomb or place na say but as a no ye kakra say ebi ano kasa na ebi obi ben na bibisa, but then the tintin in the theatre nyina say facility na say facility no o show what it was a one kasa couple standby generator ba, because if the power goes out, the only backup generator that they have has the capacity to power only the stage, and the rest of the auditorium is left, and there's no window National Theatre because it's a theater and then they want to keep the sound rich and pure. Window be anyhow. The central air conditioning, however, also has an issue because they've been using it for virtually about 30 years. The central air conditioning of the National Theatre enough to even blow. So in recent time, they got, I think, Oma Koto friend saying, air conditioners,
air conditioners,
bear 6B, abaho.
Yeah.
Like 6 pieces be abaho. But no crown to fix it, you know, they can't fix it. So now the question is, Judge Kwe said on the phone this morning, say, he has seen, okay, let me not say that he has seen. He knows that the contract between Ghana and China, when they were handing over the National Theatre to us, no, maintenance was also a part of it. Maintenance of the facility. Ompeso Muchirim say it was also a part of it. 2, if it was a part of it, why then is the deputy minister telling us, say, they've tried getting part of the Niemo Muhia from other countries? Say me the car amount, right? Na car na me the amount no. Me say me ana me sa maintain ni amawa. Ese ya me kobusa aboso kan for some more part. Enya what am afraid. Ana me boa.
Yeah, so interesting. I have had the opportunity to host series of events over there. My host to Folkless Media Awards. I have done some other events, including recently Lewin, a country called Ghana. Now, we share the caliber of people you invite here and what is supposed to represent our most state of the art theater that represent, because we say we go free. National Theatre is supposed to serve multifunctional creative purposes.
Yeah.
Almost it is our most premium auditorium for anything that revolves around the outside of creative art. You know, I know the architecture of that in China, I was saying no keke on a regular Ghana and we could have a question in this one and tourist site. But it's pathetic.
I'm for question.
National maker say theater baby even anka how I wasn't even on a day that nothing is transparent in the auditorium, people should be able to go there and do sightseeing, take photographs, and then feel proud. Say, "Omako baby, sir." But why do you think no one feels the air to patronize there if there's no show? I have had the opportunity to go the backstage. We were backstage. I was a penny. Now we share, and na dey be wo backstage hono me. It feels like that the very backstage, main stage is on the backstage. I don't know how the place is it's so unkempt and it's so disarranged that you just don't know how. I don't know, say a maintenance like that. I should say the very Honorable Michael Kweku's position now should be understandable at this point in time. You don't expect someone who speaks on party ticket to admit in simple terms like how you guys want him to admit, say, we have a problem. No. That is, he's talking on the ticket of a party he represents, and it will be the highest form of betrayal. Remember, Honorable Marco Kweku in history has been one of the most vocal people in the industry before his assumption of office. And on any day, if he wasn't a part of this government or in government, and he would have, I know obviously would have led this aluta against maintenance of the I don't know, recently I've heard that they've changed the carpet on the floor.
Charlie.
You should have seen that one. Look at common capital. Are we waiting for Chinese government
exactly
to come and change something as simple and common as a carpet?
Yo.
We are expecting Chinese government to come and fix broken chairs. Are we expecting? No, but look, if you see the colossal sum of monies that are being channeled into unresourceful or non-resourceful ventures, but something that has a national pride or it's a symbol of national pride or it's a go-to place for any foreigner when they come here, they want to enjoy anything creative as national theater, and we are waiting on Chinese government to do something, but then the same government that told us to fix ourselves, not everything that is about the government, we the citizens are supposed to fix ourselves, is now telling us that they are waiting on a higher power or a higher economic power to come and do rudimentary things that we ourselves will benefit. This is the cheapest and most disappointing form of political talk I've ever witnessed.
Charlie.
But you can't blame the man. I mean, come on, he has his job to defend. He has a cause to defend. So there's no way he thinks speaking that at this point in time, Honorable feels that speaking the truth is a stab in his party's back. And so he is no more the Honorable Michael Kweku that we know. And it's okay. But what I want to say is, as someone who has hosted a couple of events there, this cannot symbolize a national architecture that we can walk chest up and shoulder high.
Hey,
a whole Ghana has this edifice as look, and you see, moving forward to their I don't know, we are not. I don't think no one has called that they should demolish the building and rebuild a new one. No one has called that, but we are saying that there are certain things beyond that architecture you see. There are things that keep people magnetized to the place. Ventilation, something as basic as ventilation. I mean, come on, this is a place that gets people filled to the capacity to enjoy things that need high level of ventilation to keep them comfortable. And you will bake when you are in the National Theatre and you have the capacity up to even 1,000. You see people start baking. Is that pathetic,
bro?
When you are on the stage as an MC and you go backstage, it feels like you are going to be a casualty to a falling rod. The sound system, even the sound system in the auditorium, the output is so abysmal. You feel like it's tone cry. You feel like tone bina. When today the kind of and the sophistication of how plays are being organized or theatric stuff are being organized, there's a lot more things that they need to. So I understand for patrons and for someone like my senior brother George Gray. You know, you see, come the war. Recently,
Unimpata Boston Adrian was Adi winning now. Now the deputy minister is in front of the Public Accounts Committee saying he said they don't have money, they don't have budget for this thing. This National Theatre, symbol na back in time na edda isikaso. Na edda isikaso. I think it was on the 5,000 and even the 1,000 Ghana cedis. Just check on some of these old notes. It was a symbol, a national symbol. Now the fact that I don't and Adiabakwe Boston Adrian Kesiye Power. The grant that we got from World Bank, a $12.5 million grant, of which 2.5 million was set aside to build amphitheaters across the country. Now my question is, why go for another piece of land and invest $500,000 into building a new amphitheater, whilst that same amount of money can be used to refurbish the old one? How do you convince me?
Half of that. Have you ever engaged someone who has patronized the place and how much they charge for every 2 hours? I am saying that if we had a supervisory board that was straight on the board that manages the facility, we wouldn't be here having this conversation. I am sure the problems stems from the central government to the local people that manages the facility. I have engaged the place on behalf of Wizzy Empire, and I'm saying that even when you delay an extra 30 minutes, you are going to pay not less than 13,000 to offset that 30 minutes. There is an amount you pay. You pay aside so that they refund if nothing in the place is spoiled or something. That is a contingency, whatever. I'm saying that the internally generated fund that is accrued from using the facility alone, given the space of and the frequency of patronage, can handle every maintenance and first list of the place without relying on these colossal sums that they are talking about.
I'm for baby this kind, and I can say this. Some of these things or politics, we've groomed a lot of dishonest people in this country. Once honorable people, very very honorable people. I know many more. Politics in tea. I expose almost so much that we can now at every single breath, tell them our peace of mind, and we will be right. Logically, we will be right. Because if Honorable sat on Love FM in Kumasi and told us that there's going to be an amphitheater built at a cultural center, and they were going to complete it last year July. No, maybe in the last year July. And now no say two. In the MPP's manifesto, they were saying that they were going to also refurbish
cultural center.
The cultural center Jabrim was also going to be refurbished. And I'm sitting here, same situation as Accra. Why start a project that the money cannot complete?
Because you and I have made a mistake of vouching for someone we thought was part of us and so was going to represent our interests. And Honorable is gradually becoming a case study that, so all this while we have been pushing that in order to get our agenda through, we have to get someone who has been part of our industry, understand our plight, and can push our agenda better. But guess what? He went in there and had divided attention. Not because maybe he didn't have the interest of the creative art at heart, but he went to push a personal agenda for parliamentary seats. And so his attention was divided. Maybe next time we have to make sure that whoever we are trying to call on the government to choose to represent us would have to tell us that they don't have any other vested political interest apart from the agenda of the creative arts. Because remember, at a point in time, the time that Honorable had to push our agenda as creative people, he was busy concentrating on campaigning at the primary level to win parliamentary candidates on the ticket of MPP for his I don't know what.
Constituency, minimum.
No, so how do you expect someone who is a deputy minister, who also has vested political interest in becoming an MP, to still have the additional time to push through agenda? No. And he have fund to direct into his campaign. If he had not lost, then the situation would have been worse. Then this one, he wouldn't have made time for the Public Accounts Committee. We are not saying that our Honorable is incompetent. In fact, before his assumption of into office and before he declares partisan interest, we campaigned and vouched for him based on instances of leadership that he has provided in the industry, having one of the most successful record labels that you can boast of, having managed an urban stage entertainment station from the scratch and making it inarguably the toppest in Ghana. Based on this, we imbued so much confidence in him that and so based on that, the entire industry rallied behind him. Now I have seen people making the case of because he was not the main person, he is not able to push through the agenda. You see that the same
type of analysis.
I get it.
Analysis ni biya na mo ye no.
But I will say that Honorable, for some of us who really believed in him, I know that it has never been easy. But if you have not been able to tackle something as elementary as maintaining an already existing facility and giving it a facelift, how can we trust you with the volumes of promises that you are going to finish amphitheaters within a space of 4 months when we are election is just at?
No, but are you living in denial? And I don't know can say. I don't know last year July no so be you. It's been more than a year. They said that they were going to complete the amphitheaters last year July. A year after and some months more, we've not heard them talk about it again. Everybody is busy and they are now promising new ones. So they are now
because
why?
Because our creatives have proven over the years that they are the most irrelevant material that matters to our political landscape as compared to other sectors. Because look at the seriousness. Look, even during our vetting of political appointees, especially the creative ministers, compare the kind of thought-provoking questions that is posed to an aspiring financial governor or an aspiring minister of finance, compared to the thought-provoking and in-depth questions that is posed when they are going for vetting to an Greek minister, and compared to that of the creative arts. We can even use like 10 minutes to finish their vetting, because that sector is something they just want to. And see, almost an aspiring minister of creative arts, Obejinawa, what will you do so that tourism? Oh, I will establish boutique force. I will do this at Kintampo Waterfall, blah blah blah. Hey, then they laugh it over, then they branch it. It shows even from the onset of our vetting of our ministers and deputy ministers of creative arts. It's the first point of awakening that should have told us that the government doesn't place premium on our creative sector as equally as they place on others. Now, electioneering season, what are you seeing? All that they know is to divide us. Okay, yes. This and for this. We have celebrities for NDC. We have celebrities for MPP. Yeah. It's no more common agenda. Recently, David Osei was on a political platform, yes, and then lied through his teeth that MPP has provided some facilities that are non-existent, bro. Non-existent. David Osei is talking about non-existent. As a creative person, you couldn't even give us assurance that you know Ghanaians are disappointed, but you representing the creative space in the MPP is going to make sure that some of the plight of the industry would be channeled. No, he went there, lied through his teeth through a written speech because he had to create a make-believe. So even if we don't, even if we choose not to have problem with celebrities having affiliations, we still are pained by the fact that they go there and their demeanor doesn't draw the interest of the industry. And so, we will come back to this conversation next 4 years. We will come back to this same old conversation next 4 years.
And I'm highly disappointed in some of the big people. And I have a lot of hope in them. So, but the
bigger question is, please, where does your being disappointment go?
No, but my being disappointment go to the polls. Because initially I was of the view, say, as a young man like myself, after, the disappointment I mania the current government. But then I realized that would be the biggest mistake for me to say I'm not going to vote. No. You have to go and vote for the next person.
We have to be part.
You have to be part. You have to exercise your franchise, because if you do not vote, another group of people will go. Yes, another group of people will go. So so that leads me to my next campaign. It's called Get Involved. Get Involved ever started very soon. We are going to listen to every single political party and what they have to say. You're streaming it live on so we'll sit down with them and I'll talk to them on issues with respect to my sector that I belong to. And it has to be as intellectual as possible. So we are not going to mash parties into two, say be a MPP near NDC near no, we're not going to do that. A very different type of exercise. Oba be count dia unima be creative space, and let our people, my audience, let them call in, let them also ask you questions. Na nyina settings say na eba be so.
This is one of the smartest approach. I think this is going to be one of the smartest approach, because anytime they organize this one, they call it IPAC, whatever they call it, presidential debate. They only put reference on finances, economy. Yeah. Now, this thing, when you are able to partner with people, and there is an open, I feel an open where the backdrop is this time on the candidacy debate is going to revolve around strictly creative arts. Then get the world attention that they are going to discuss only creative arts related matters.
Exactly.
Then people will start taking that serious. And any presidential debate centered on the economy, finance, agree that they go. So I think that there is a very good finance that we all have to rally behind.
Creative arts, Yes. Because you can't tell me that a digital Baumia 7 years into power still doesn't understand or doesn't really value or wants to get involved the revenue sharing of artists and their royalties. I mean, how is that even possible? How? Why can't we have a digital way of getting artists can get a digital way of getting their money dispersed to them? How is this possible?
A plug-in system to make sure we are structuring a payout system for artists in terms of their how do we relate with musical gamble and private royalty system.
Because when we talk of the creative sector, there's a large chunk of people that but they forget that they are also part of the creatives. At the PAM4, Mo pamade, even barbers.
Because you Kochelewati Festival this week, you know. Go Kochelewati Festival, go and see other parts of the creative sector that you don't even know that they exist. Kochelewati Festival, you will see varieties of people who, if we had them as an industry together, but then whose fault? Even if they put themselves together as an industry, they are insecure about relying on the government. Other than that, if there was any form of security, they could have joined this force. But individually, they feel they are better off than over-reliance on a government that has a non-existent structure. And so they would not want to risk it. If you go to Cherokee, you see that creative arts is so broad that even we, the music and movie people,
we are just the movie music. We are just a small fraction of the creative.
Our fraction is so insignificant to what creative art is supposed to be, and the revenue generation sources that has been tapping in from these people too. For all you may know, movie and music may not even be the greatest contributor to creative art GDP.
Exactly.
Or you may know, maybe artifacts no. So I think we have to widen the scope and understand it. There should be a lot of education that needs to be done as well.
Exactly, bro. Charlie, Medasi, Yabobosumo. German portfolio there. And I'm in the far 102 our radar so just a pin. Jakwana notification and then we corner. No. Obioni. Honorable Marco Kweku Smoke, I mean, he's been Emma, somebody like myself. I mean, although say Kweku be disappointed here, but Honorable Marco Kweku Smoke, the Jack or the Messiah for more because he's one of the people that we all thought say be deliver and then how will be deliver no crowd be very marvelous. Although I believe the MPP has performed well when it comes to the creative arts sector with the introduction of the year of return, beyond the return. These things are things that were done hand in hand with the creative arts ministry, and they've done extremely well in that field. But however, dealing with some of the issues pertinent to the Charlie is that it has not been that easy. I mean, for monies uni was scanner uni no when you be was spending on getting a new one, building a new facility. Meanwhile, the old ones needs renovation, and then you come and sit. The first time in history that we are hearing a government call on government to come and help, it's amazing. We had government calling on government to come and help. Also, who be that? Government, if government, so if you don't believe me, listen to this. Let me play it so that you actually listen to it.
Paragraph 1781, Honorable Yusuf.
Chairman, thank you. Chairman, the infraction relates to the renovation of the National Theatre. What is the state of it as we speak in terms of its renovation?
Thank you, Honorable Chair. It is good that the parliamentarians are asking this question because originally we wanted to get support from the Chinese government because they built the National Theatre for us, especially to do with technology. It's been so many years, and so some of the technology there are outmoded, and getting them from other countries was also difficult. And so it's been back and forth because they keep changing the ambassador and all of that. So we are still pursuing with the Chinese embassy. But if Ghana government would also help, I think it will be prudent in terms of budget to fix the National Theatre.
Minister, you are the deputy minister.
Yes, Honorable Chair.
And you are saying if you think if Ghana government can help, you should be the one with your ministry proposing to the president, okay, that is what you think should be done. So it's not for us here to tell you how that thing should be done. That's why you've been appointed as a deputy minister to help your minister to get this done. But the truth of the matter is that it's also as a result of lack of maintenance. That is why we've gotten to this level. Do you agree with me? And what maintenance regime have we put in place so that at least what we have wouldn't fall on us?
Generally, I think that they've done their bit as National Theatre to maintain the place. If you look at the number of years National Theatre has been in existence, if they hadn't done some work to maintain it, it wouldn't have been the way it is now. It is relatively not as bad as it's been created to the public. But again, if you look at how much they make and how much they will need to maintain the place, that is why I mentioned GOG. I only mentioned Parliament because it will definitely come to you, and sometimes you know how you cut down on our budget when they come. And that is why I said I was happy it was coming from Parliament. Thank you, Honorable Chair.
Chairman, I think I have to defer to you, but I think it's a very strategic, if you like, facility that we shouldn't.
Facility na eda yesika so iconic to the extent that it's on our currency. It used to be on our currency before that image was taken out. And also, take me back to that currency. That was a 20,000 Ghana cedi note. The front had Ephraim Amomebwa, and then the back had the National Theatre. Something as iconic as this. And then, till date, we had a grant to help boost our tourism sector, because World Bank and everyone say tourism destination. No, they say some people are moving towards Africa, and then people are moving towards Ghana more. The year of return beyond the return, according to the Ghana Tourism Authority, has generated well over $3.5 billion as at this year. This year, last year, they calculated the 3.5 billion. It has grown steadily from 1 billion, about 2.5 billion. I think the last time, that was last year, thereabout, was around 2.5, 2.6 billion US. Revenue generated out of people coming into Ghana to celebrate the year of return and beyond the return. Near net boost, and $2.5 million allocated for theater. Osasi and San Francisco starting project for Yebusaya. Mose, you don't know say contract in China for na until see okay, if you believe that the technology is outmoded, meaning you have to advance it, right? So imagine, say, in the rare case, I'm just saying, Patromanu da Suna make us the same way. In the rare case, if the National Theatre had caught fire, right? Meaning say be renovated. Maybe a woman near there, they be renovated. How was that going to be done? Were you going to wait for the Chinese to come? You have afraid China. Oh, ratty. Chalet. In Kruma, Ghana. So sad, man. So sad. Some of the things, sometimes you wake up in this country and then you just pray, say, I've about 12 still now you have peace of mind. Say Marco Kweku Manti, as I could try Joy FM car say, Kwabna and also MPP, he became bigger. Same. Honorable Marco Kweku Manti. Intina, I'm asked this time now, like people are now very omopano because of politics and how they almost stands on certain things, and to me a casa anyhow, and then you will be right to speak that way, which is not cool. I just pray that the upcoming generation, and I keep telling people, say, in Kwadano Mobano, also will wake up one day on. All they will do is they will run a hashtag on social media, hashtag kill all foolish old people, and they will come and kill us all in our sleep. A reason will be one pay, because we failed to make sure say omu future na guaranteed. Why are we traveling right now to other countries? Why are we doing that? I'm for crew and why are we doing that? We are going there because their grandfathers, they were working, they were thinking, and they were working. How? Once you obi asiacho, when you once anko brand yesko obi abema oskase mon fanse tourism no na ekosora na matua ma de nkakra kra ma me wa ma osko osase se ska no me de ko start fufra iska ne nso up. Oh, how Lord. So Edding, Charlie, Edding, and I'm for ranting in CSA, maybe see, maybe link up on Tuna, Charlie. If you're watching us, Charlie, you can also give us a call. Brad, no, the opposite can not be nafi yanko enemy. Also, for number to so highway no so maona. Yanko enemy for number to so highway no so. Sometimes you get depressed when you think about the nation too much. Depression to me sets in. So for number to screen. So a number is 0. What's the number again? 0546362 359. That is 0546362 Charlie, any of the issues I tackle be able to me so about nafi wabe because the more you go on, you just become sad, especially when politics mix with entertainment. Politics negotiate entertainment and nafi. Ade na na eniji wo ho ane nyina chile wo ho no bo sa afi o masa ba be say na it seems o mko ba bia pam say for baby o mbeko bia no ma say no because I mean when you make a statement like this, like Kwabna's career got bigger. Now his manager Ashes took to social media to say this is extremely wrong, and this is coming from the artist manager nkofo na omo nim say o betimi aboa omo MPP mo, and that would be the Nanado Dan Kweku Smoke, who Kwabna has a personal relationship with, right? At any given point in time, the man Kwabna tried to even reach Nana Kweku Smoke. So Kaisa Kwabna nyoma Nanado Dan Kweku Smoke in 2012, and then NPP lost. In 2012, NPP lost. Kweku Smoke lost in 2012. So in 2016, our multi winning, you know, Unyamobile power or here or yeah, dang. Up till now, he's not been able to even have, you know, one-on-one contact with Nanado Dan Kweku Smoke. In fact, the manager said it on my radio show. Say, Unya friends, omuko Kufudria, I think it was one of these celebrations. I think set match celebration omuko hobby. Ekushia president one-on-one, and president was like, no, so I may try friend number no, so okay, G number no more before for J Kwabna number of almost friend 1 2 and I don't know still, and then you still have the moral right. Nothing at all tells you to, you know, pipe down a little bit. Say Kwabna became bigger. Yes, if you are running it by math and assumption, you can say yes, these political parties have certain loyalists. Maybe some of them might not like Kwabna's song, but because Kwabna openly endorsed Nanado Dan Kweku Smoke, he might win a couple of them over. But ask yourself, what are some of the rippling effects? And so after endorsing the ruling. As you see, the ruling New Patriotic Party. Now, remember, time or year, you went into opposition during that time. So, from 2012, have you sat down to think how he survived? Now, the manager is saying when he said he became bigger, hits wise, time or more adult music, he was not getting attention from political parties. No, it was his own personal effort. And when he said endorse artists called endorse political party. No, I follow because they now bank their hopes. Say party never bore when they get into power, and naturally, omoye fucking they will dog you. Well, and that cuts across MPP and NDC cuts across even CPP or any other party. Whenever they get into power, then they forget you. Amnesia. No, be a refuge. So he had to hustle his own way through. And all these hit songs came out of his own personal struggles and own personal ways to get it. So you don't have to take credit for what you people did not contribute. And that is what exactly his manager was saying. It's quite sad that these days, artists are aligning so much to political parties to the extent that when they meet them, they don't do business with them. It should be business. When an artist meets a political party in this political season, and they need to tap into your audience, or they need a special set of skills that you've built over time, let it be on a business level. Jinisika. Oh yeah, nyom na amano. One ka say oh be jinabontia ka chom say be a party A na ye brutal na party B na ye brutal. If they want that one to charge them, take money, because whatever they are doing, they are taking some huge amount of money for their work, because it's going to affect you. Definitely it will. Oko NDC MPP for be dwa, oko MPP NDC for be dwa. Simple. Kempaluta ni ba omi akwetena ka mu keke problem by. Odwin say enye paluta ankasa ena ono. Why na adwin so ono hit songs no be bona nyame esra no was level na. Odwin say nka ntofom. Imagine if Paluta had not gotten Makuma right after Asada, when people were saying, we are going to cancel you. Imagine. Just imagine. But we nino kre, yen kano kre, kroma yentimin kano kre. E hun fimbi na be rem, yentimin kano kre. Because they've told us that politicians they don't admit, because if you admit, it's a sign of defeat. And into now a show mutrim say obi a be mafia no. I've seen artists follow political parties and end their career. In my lifetime, me hubi. Artists follow political parties and end their career straight away. They ended it. They ended their career, thinking politics will offer them a gateway to success, and it never did. Because to be in there, you have to be as crooked as they are. And yes, I believe all politicians are crooked. If that was your question, I've answered you. I believe yes, they are all crooked. Because Omama game now is so unattractive, because they don't want honest people to be a part of it. Because what stops you from clearly saying that you are wrong when you are wrong and apologizing? What stops you? Nothing stops you. All you need to do is be an honest person. Uyo be a udino kre, ewo wakumamu, o kano kre chere wankasa uncorrupt your conscience. In order to do that, but they've sold their conscience and they've corrupted their conscience to the extent that they can't. They cannot, even when they are wrong, they think in party colors. Oma dwene nyina, mo dwene MPP dwene yellow, missy yellow, blue, white and red. NDC for also dwene black, red and friends say, color back on yellow was saying. That is, they are all thinking that way. Cheddar also dwene face masks on the new force. It's quite sad, bro. It's quite sad. Where I grown up baby, I dear man I could do no. I time. And it's all at the detriment of, an agency and a group of people that believe so much in their creative skill. Now, say, it might get a little bit too political if I continue down this line. But my friends here say 054-636-2359. Charlie, over to my friend. All the issues that we talked about, from Black Sherif, UMAT, or UMAT disaster, I call Tochi Akoko Davido, Babi Simako Kweku Smoke on the National Theatre. Any of these things that we talked about, Charlie, you guys can give us a call 054-626-2359. Me connect here to. I'm here to make my so any enough in my connect to in a more professional way. You guys can bring it in. And then let me read some of the messages, and so I say big ups going out to you, and I'll say for Dua. Charlie, you guys are holding us down. My main call Facebook and so YouTube now maybe my shout outs back home. My main call Facebook and so I'm connected. Now my shout outs. Charlie, you guys have been amazing, man. Yeah, Nana would room as who is more was for some of the media guys. Now some of the media guys in there. Yes, of course. Some. You are right. Same as some of the politicians. Some need the bar. You wait me, you'll be out to us. Yeah, the amano. Kwame Yuda, Charlie, big ups to you. You see a full abi or say, wow. Oneness upon us watching you live from Asnako Gold Mine. Charlie, big ups to you. Man, for so your advert. Call live stream now. Will be so any advert. Ding. Hey, sister, sanity. Sister, sanity. Let me see if I can pick my G2. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah,
good evening. What?
Evening, everyone say.
Daniel.
Daniel Kasefri.
Simon.
Daniel Kasefri.
Simon.
Ashama, with you.
Okay, media can say you hold the role of journalist or nation building. Journalist as almost NPC by manufacture on the ticket. Much after after radio station and TV station. Over to old one number. Then I may expect. Now one make it okay. The Omoka and Oma so you sell it in their things. They shouldn't take their names for granted. The gift of unity and I ask you to look you are not ready for that gimmick. Any it has to be continuous. So that the meetings, the resources will not be wasted.
Exactly.
Yeah, almost the new manifesto. What happened to the old one? The claim say on my road yeah, but so bad time is here. Just find after things and as a journalist you can the Ghanaians can go to elemental to ask questions. Mona, you are in the right position to ask these questions because they come to this kind of questions, but no they ask questions. Easy questions are these are not necessary questions. Then your personal experience. What running adverts and a pass if you want to know.
Okay, Samo.
Department. Yeah, nothing more. Really be like this radio know they also play and you can very bad.
Charlie.
Stop radio stations, any TV stations, I'm here starting very bad.
Charlie.
That's it.
Miriam, that's it. Only maybe. Okay, say questions. Say I was thinking journalists me could be some questions. Now, a classical example is what happened last week. Kweku Sheldon in the NDC. Okay. Where Kweku Sheldon is saying, say, NDC for man questions, say unko bisa. NDC for also more man questions, so unko bisa. We inviting is on make cover show. Now I say this because I know, and I'm using my hand to whack my chest. Says our strategy way, all the political parties they use it. Said the set a national agenda. What they do is they find their way into the news makers' desk, either through their editors or through the owners of the business. And then they honor more information as some more person will deliver no their tour. And definitely if the article is on Ghana Web, My Joy Online, whatever, or if they are on all these big portals, and if it finds this way onto the daily graphic front page in here, and a lazy morning show host for no higher discussion. So you realize that nationwide they are talking about virtually the same thing. Because producers of these shows have been made to believe say we want a man for petty. So the journalists themselves, they don't have their own peace of mind. Like they don't have thoughts on their own. They can't do it. They can't. Because they don't have the resources in order to gather a story and follow the story through. Because what Fred journalists and maybe question. And I knew the Kojo that I know. Somebody can catch us and Kweku Sheldon Fanti Mokasa Muhini. The Kweku Sheldon that I know would have at least asked the question, a thought-provoking question with respect to the creative space. But then again, it's been alleged. He is alleging. Say the question never share no. Be say bra na me ma question ne ko bisa. Inti then e kire say amanfo bebre wo ho ne amam question so mun ko bisa. Say me use Kweku Sheldon analysis na TDA. Me use Kweku Sheldon analysis na. Then e kire say omo maka nyina. Ya mom question. Say munku bisa we ni answer ni say said he puts that in a certain spotlight. It's Charlie. Oh man. Kofi Kwatin or YouTube or say, for how long have you been doing this program? I find this very interesting. I think we're and then first time, right? We did one on Facebook. Yeah, for YouTube, this is our first time on YouTube. We'll try as much as possible. We'll say, yeah, but pay this be. Although say it will be very hard for us to be doing this on a regular basis. We'll find certain days I wait to me. So let us know they are moving say conducive, so that in the comment section just let us know they are moving say conducive. Let's pick one day out of the week where we can all meet together like this and share ideas on our creative space and our creative economy. And I say Fudua is saying Mark truly has disappointed us. We had high hopes in him, but Charlie, I mean, who can we blame? He's also a human being. He needs to survive. At the end of the day, survival instincts, they push you will be out to do whatever they want to do. So on behalf of the production channel, I say thank you guys for watching our live stream. We also have bits and pieces that will be later shared on our various social media platforms. Yeah, there will be us here. DJ Slim, someone to me can be my Muraboy, from Murano, and twice spirit in the street. And keep it real, because the street is always what? Watching.